A central pillar of this strategy is the Volta Economic Corridor Initiative, which activates the Volta Lake and Volta River system as a national inland freight corridor. By linking Bwepe, Yeji, Akusumbo in Pakadan to the port of Tema and to production zones and export terminals, Ghana will significantly reduce the cost of moving agricultural produce and industrial inputs between northern and southern Ghana and even into the Sahel. This is not merely a transport intervention. It is a competitiveness reform that strengthens domestic value chains and positions Ghana as a regional trade hub. Connect 24 also recognizes that modern logistics is not only about physical infrastructure, it is equally about systems, coordination, and digitalization. Modern port and customs systems must function as enablers of trade rather than as points of friction. Let me repeat that. Modern port and customs systems must function as enablers of trade rather than as points of friction. Full digital trade facilitation, disciplined use of ICOMs and the Ghana single window, risk-based inspection regimes, and reduced physical interfaces are essential to achieving the 24-hour capability with regard to logistics and trade facilitation. If factories under Make 24, which is the manufacturing component of the 24-hour economy program, are to operate around the clock, and agroecological production zones under Grow 24, our crop production program, are to scale output, customs and freight systems must match that tempo with predictable, transparent, and efficient clearances procedures and processes. The development of Tamale as a regional air cargo hub for high-value agricultural and pharmaceutical exports is another important component of Connect 24. Structured aggregation systems, cold chain infrastructure, and modern warehousing will reduce post-harvest losses, which in some cases about 30%. With regard to yam, it's almost 70% of post-harvest loss. And this ecosystem of logistics, embedded warehousing, seamless transport, seamless clearance procedures, connect producers directly to domestic and regional markets. In this framework, logistics is not a peripheral service sector. It is a circulatory system of the 24-hour economy. It is the blood that must flow through the veins of the 24-hour economy and each of the participants represented here. Ghana's role as a transit hub for Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger is also central to the Connect 24. Corridor efficiency is not simply about facilitating foreign cargo. It's about securing revenue, strengthening regional integration under the AFTA, and capturing the greater share of West African trade flows. If our corridors are going to be efficient, transparent, and predictable, cargo will choose Ghana. If they are slow and costly, diversion to other ports in the sub-region will continue. Transit trade, therefore, is both an economic and strategic opportunity. For ACHAG, the implications are profound. Customs house agents are not merely intermediaries in documentation processes. You are, and I want to Ghana's supply chain reform. Professional integrity, accurate declarations, disciplined digital compliance, and support for risk-based systems are essential to reducing leakages without reintroducing bureaucratic delay. Connect 24 does not advocate excessive inspections. It calls for smart systems, accountability and collaboration between state agencies and private operators. The 24-hour economy program integrates Connect 24 with Grow 24, with Make 24, Build 24, and Fund 24 to create a virtuous cycle of production, logistics, manufacturing expansion, and affordable financing. As industrial parks increase capacity utilization and agroecological parks expand output, logistics systems must ensure seamless input supply and product distribution. By reducing logistics costs, cutting waste, and improving turnaround time, we strengthen export competitiveness, ease inflation pressures linked to supply bottlenecks, and support large-scale job creation across value chains. If you look at the cost inputs in the cost build-up of products in Ghana, the average component contribution of logistics costs to the retail costs of products is 60%. The global average is 15%. Through your work and through your contribution, we can reduce it to the 15% global average so that we become even more competitive as a trade facilitation center and a regional hub. A functioning 24-hour economy is not simply about extending working hours. It is about activating idle capital, improving coordination, and aligning infrastructure, finance, skills, and logistics within a single integrated system. Connect 24 ensures that goods move faster, cheaper, and more reliably across the country and beyond our borders. It also ensures that value created in Ghana circulates within Ghana's professionalism and competence at the interface between regulation and commerce. Customs House agents are the interface. You are the bridge between policy and practice, between compliance and competitiveness, between Ghana and the global trading system. If we strengthen this partnership, reduce systemic friction, and embrace digital, risk-based, and 24-hour capable systems, Ghana will not only trade more, Ghana will trade better. We will move from being a raw commodity exporter to a competitive processing and export hub. We will move from fragmented logistics to coordinated corridors. We will move from delays and leakages to efficiency and trust. That is why it is my fervent hope that the malfeasance and outright economic sabotage of those who abuse the customs transit regime, the bonded warehouse regime, the auction regime, and who in conspiracy with others perpetuates rampant misclassification and undervaluation of goods entering and leaving the borders of Ghana will be, through your vigilance, a thing of the past. It is also my hope that as customs, Ghana Ports and Harbour, and the agencies integrated under ICOMS move towards real-time, data-based, evidence-based, one-stop shop clearing system through the single window, these abuses will progressively diminish in scope and scale. I must be honest with you, Madam Chairman, Mr. President, and I must be candid to say that an association like yours, like every association worth its salt, must have the courage to sanction, punish, and even expel those of its members who seek to destroy the Ghanaian economy. Who seek to destroy the Ghanaian economy in satisfaction of their greed and their insatiable appetite for illicit gains at the expense of millions of unemployed youth, at the expense of honest businessmen who have deployed capital to invest in industries in this country, and at the expense of urgently needed government revenue which otherwise could have gone into productive purposes, including the building and improvement of social capital goods such as health, education, and housing. I need say no more, Mr. President. You know within yourselves what I'm talking about. The time for courage is now, and action is now. Not tomorrow, not next year, it is now. If we're able to achieve the real transformation our country and our dear people deserve, then your role as catalysts in removing some of these ills will be essential. On a more positive note, I look forward to deepening our collaboration as we build a connected, competitive, and self-reliant domestic industrial capability and an export-ready Ghana under the 24-hour economy. Thank you all for having us, and may God bless our homeland, Ghana. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, the Honorable Hon.Goosie Tanoh. We can do better, ladies and gentlemen. That's our special guest of honor. We can do better. We can do better. Thank you very much indeed for the special address this beautiful Saturday morning. We're hitting afternoon pretty shortly. ladies and gentlemen. And so, once again, let's give ourselves a round of applause. And go straight for solidarity messages from the other associations. Sure. So, to